just listen. Y'all talk man shit.
Talking bourbons, baby. You know what it? You know who we got in the fucking house, boy. Yeah. You know who we got.
Big Joshy boy.
The murderer.
Thriving,
over here.
Thriving alcoholic, not functioning, thriving. I do my best work. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, we're getting into some sweet bourbons. I'm probably gonna switch over to Whistle Pig here in a minute. Get on some Sipskis.
You big on rye, huh?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've been making a transition recently. I just got Michter's rye that I really really liked, and then I just got Elijah Craig rye. I don't know if you've ever seen. I've never seen a bottle of Elijah Craig rye ever, and I saw it and I was like, bro, I have to get that, and I still haven't opened it yet.
Man, so, I'm really like, I've had a good rye. Like, I'm not big. I just don't like rye, but I will say I have tried some ones that I was like, okay, like Wood Forest rye is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Cameron is big on like rye, or was. He doesn't really drink anymore, but yeah. But like, he's like, man, I like rye because it's a bit more dry. You know what I mean? Which sure. I like a wet bourbon. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I like
you want that shit sloppy, dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what I'm
for
talking
sure.
about. I'm trying to hydrate, or at least make myself think that I am.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask some dumb questions for non-alcoholicers. What does dry mean when it speaks of alcohol?
It's like the mouthfeel. So it's like like when you drink Dasani water.
Oh, so it has salt in it.
It's like dry. It like almost dries your mouth out. It's like considered tannins when you're talking about wine. It basically like dries your tongue. So when you're speaking of like liquor like that, that can also have something to do with the percentage, because if it's a higher percentage, the alcohol will evaporate, so it'll leave your tongue feeling dry.
Yeah, like an example of like a liquor that's outside of whiskey that's like typically dry,
gin.
like gin. Yes,
yeah. I hear that a lot. Like,
so if you ever see like someone take a shot or something, or take a sip and go, like take a deep breath afterwards, typically it's because it's dry. Yeah, you know what I mean.
So I ask him this all the time because he thinks I'm a fucking joke. Okay. But whenever I drink something like this, for example, I'll drink it, and before I swallow it, I'll breathe in real deep because of the way it like makes.
Yeah, it expands the flavor a little bit.
Yeah, right? What is that called? Is that technique? Not that it's a technique or whatever. Is that called
I've
the name of it?
When I don't really know the name of that individual step, but if you do a Kentucky Chew, like when you're drinking whiskey, then that is part of it.
Yeah, I see you do that a lot. Like you'll review.
Yeah, I'll review some whiskeys here and there. Casey Overby, who you guys have had on here, he's like, super famous on like TikTok and Instagram and shit. And he, dude,
real small guy.
Yeah, small guy, but he drinks, but he's not like a connoisseur of any kind. At least not that he's told me. So he's like, hey man, you drink whiskey and stuff, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, dude, I got some bottles. I'm gonna give you, and you can just shout them out on your Instagram and shit. And I was like, okay, dude. I'm thinking like this guy's gonna get me, I don't know, like fucking thing.
Wild Turkey 101 or
yeah, or fucking Four Roses Yellow Label, which is still good. I'm cool with that.
It's like Billy Bob Thornton's one bottle, like he made.
Dude,
like
no,
Pappy Van Winkle.
No, he didn't give me Pappy. That's a bit much. But this dude brought me a bottle of Angel's Envy, like cast strength.
It's a $90.
Yeah, and then dude gets worse than that. So he brought me the Michter 10-year, the 2020 batch. And if you look that up, that's like a $450 bottle of bourbon.
We had the 2021 at work, and we had the 2020. Bro, the 2020 blows the 2021.
Well, the 2020 batch was like the lost batch because it was the batch that people didn't buy a lot of because of COVID. Yeah. So they say that like a bunch of people bought up most of them because like, oh well, I'm not going back out of my house because of COVID and shit. So I got that bottle. He also gave me a sample of the Woodinville, which you have like right there. Yeah. And the Woodinville was really good. But dude, that Michter's 10-year, that 2020, shit, son.
Bro.
Shit. But yeah.
Dude, I don't think I'm good. I'm as fucking, y'all are so much better at everything. Like, y'all are better at tasting whiskey than I am at probably tasting food.
Bro, there's like a bunch of shit that I'm not good at. They're like, for every masculine trait I have some shit that's like I'm not masculine at all. Like,
you know how to change a tire?
Yeah, I know how to change a tire.
All right, so
you know what I mean? Like,
that's a man thing.
You know how to do that.
That's like you got to be pretty much born to do that. Like, that comes with.
Yeah, if you don't know, then you know how to do that.
Yeah. That's one thing.
What is something? Yeah, what is something you're weak at, and not physically, but like you're like, well, I don't even know.
Well, I didn't even know this, but like, and this is like a weird thing. I was hanging out with a friend of mine. Was it Saturday? Yes. No, it was Sunday. And she was babysitting like a roommate's kid. And she's like, and we were at Oso, which is down like in Orange Beach, like on the bay. And people are like, it's a marina, so the people are like riding around like golf carts. She goes, you want to steal that golf cart? And I'm like, I don't know how to steal a fucking golf cart. Like, I don't know how to hot wire shit. And then later on, her roommate comes out there and she's like, man, if you guys wanted to, she goes, my kid knows how to hot wire a golf cart. And I'm like, what the fuck? It pissed me off because you guys probably know this just from my persona, seeing the shit I post on the internet and hearing me talk. I'm kind of a fucking dirtbag. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a bad guy. I mean, I'm not like a bad guy. I'm not gonna fuck anybody over, take anybody's money.
Respectable dirtbag.
But yeah, like I drink whiskey, I cuss, I post foul shit on the internet. Yeah. So I'm like, if
you're a modern day pirate.
I love the fact that like that you are the person that will post. You'll post shit that like I know people are thinking, but nobody will fucking say. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I fucking know. Like
yeah, so like I'm like of all like
I respect you so much.
If you had to put me in like if you were in any given room at any given time and you're like, who here knows how to fucking hot wire a car or a golf cart? People be
you for sure.
I don't know how. It made me pissed off because I'm like, this fucking kid has a skill that's inherently dirtbaggish and honestly kind of masculine that I want and don't have.
No, that's sick though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to learn how.
Did you? I was about to say, did you YouTube anything after that? Or?
I did actually. I did.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
You're like how
old is this kid though?
Like
you're like 3.5.
No, like I think like maybe
just started
walking. 8 or 9, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but they live on a golf course.
Yeah, pretty
right?
much.
So
no, they don't live on a golf course, but her mom like works next to like a marina and shit.
So they might be a little privy because they have the opportunity a little more than you. So they might have been around a bad kid that's done it, and they were like, "Oh, check this shit out."
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just like the dirtbagger side. But on the other hand of that, like, there's a bunch of stuff I know how to do. Like, I know how to lay tile. I know how to change a tire. I know how to. But that being said, if you told me, "Hey, Josh, build a house," like I can't build you a fucking house. I could try. There's a bunch of shit I could do to help you build the house, but I can't build it myself. Yeah. Like my dad built a whole fucking shop. Like poured the cement, built the frame, put the roof on, did everything by himself. And like just did all this, did the plumbing, literally did everything by himself. And I'm like, I couldn't do that in a million years.
That shit, I feel like is such a dying thing. Like dads used to be like, that's their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like building shit in the backyard. But now it's like, bro, we lost all that because nobody knows. Nobody Dude, my age. Bro.
I know how to beat people up. And like when I look at like guys from like the last generation, I still feel like a pussy. You know what I mean? Like it's just like those guys are like casca grossa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
100%.
This makes me feel weird. Yeah. When like anytime I'm around like an older dude who I know is like
been through some shit.
Like not even been through some shit, but someone who was like from the old generation where like you had to embrace masculinity. I still feel like, and I try to be masculine, but I'm ultimately not. So
yeah, but it's because we have too many luxuries nowadays. Like back then, the luxuries were like not even thought of. They're like, I mean, way back in the day, AC. They're like, what the fuck is AC? Yeah. Now try living a summer without AC.
Oh, dude, I did that during Sally. And it was 3 days, and it sucked, dude.
Yeah, we were without AC for 3 weeks or something, and I was like, how did people fucking exist?
Whenever my AC went down in this house, I've never seen anybody freak out more than I saw him freak out.
Not freak my AC,
out, bro. You were tripping. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Because I was like, dude, it's fine. We'll just open the windows, turn the fans on. It'll be fine. And he's like, I'm fucking losing it. We got to get the AC fixed. I'm like, dude, look, what do you want me to do?
You ever, but it's like I take a cold shower and I'm still sweating in bed.
Yeah, because it's humid, so you can't get dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it. It sucks. But shut up about it.
Yeah, the Everglades were right here, dude. Yeah. All swamp ass.
Fucking swampy.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I was about to buy stock and fucking baby powder. I was like, we gotta dry some of this shit up.
Just open the freezer to cool the house down.
You know? To break the I don't even want to go in on your house, dude. So let's just talk about something else, dude. Okay. So
he's got so much shit to talk about this house, but he still lives here.
Dude, yeah, but I've only improved it since I came here. So yeah. Welcome.
So this is episode 67.
67.
Okay, 67. And Brett's going to be 69.
Yeah.
That kind of pissed me off that I didn't think about that. You had to beat him to the punch on 69.
Yeah.
What's going to be the title of the episode?
I don't know yet.
What are y'all going to do for 100, dude?
Blowjob Betty.
Dude, Well, who we've reached out to just isn't getting back in time.
Yeah, we were supposed to have we really wanted to have a really big 100 episode.
But January 13th is episode 100, so we have a little bit of time.
Yeah, so we're hoping to hear back.
Any hints as to who's going to be on 100?
You see that blue on there?
That glove right there?
Somebody that's rocking one of those.
Yeah.
Oh,
used to rock those.
Well, occasionally
still, he did.
Does a little one too, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he's still putting that work.
Okay, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Nice.
Y'all must have forgot, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah, dude, that would be awesome.
Yeah, we'll see how
We've
the
tried.
cookie crumbles.
We're trying.
Yeah, I saw you had Sean on here a while back, and I'm honestly very surprised at how well behaved he was.
Yeah, dude. Well, he also just got out of fucking hotel bed.
Oh,
had two dudes in here.
Was it Steven and Luke?
I don't know who the second dude. Steven was definitely one of them.
The other one looked like a little short, stockier version of me.
No, really tall Asian guy.
Oh, Kirby, that fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, and then they both they waited until the fucking podcast was over and we were saying bye to go fucking blow up the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
So we're awkwardly standing there and we're like, so fucking dogs, right? Dogs are crazy.
Yeah, we had a 10-minute conversation about Ginger while one of them was just tearing up the bathroom. I was like,
I'm like, dude, you were here unless you were shitting that entire time and you just keep going back. Shitting? Yeah, dude.
Bro, those kids are goofy as fuck. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but he was. I think he had just woken up, so he's kind of like
groggy,
waking up, and then he also was leaving from here to Atlanta, so it's
yeah.
Probably not trying to get too hyped.
Well, I mean that, and Sean's a lot more diplomatic than I am, so there's kind of like a median. You know what I mean? Like I'm on probably the polar end of. I don't know, have you ever seen those charts where it's like chaotic, neutral, chaotic, good or what? That. Like I'm on the evil, and we're anything that pisses me off, I'm probably gonna go ahead and say it, and I'm probably not gonna mince any words about it. I'm gonna, if I think you're an idiot, I'm gonna tell you to eat shit. You're an idiot. Yeah. Sean is middle of the road where he has no problem telling you what he means, but he's not gonna go out of his way to be. Super aggressive about it. Yeah. Chase is polar good where Chase is yeah, that's cool, man, and then just won't even you could literally probably cuss Chase out and Chase would be like, cool dude, and then just walk off.
Yeah.
Chase is the most unflappable person.
He's
ever.
A fucking gummy bear.
He really is. And
he just seems like no matter how hard you hit him or something, he's just gonna be
all right, cool.
Hi.
But it's super weird is
super
that
dope,
back in the day, when me and Chase were both blue belts and Sean was purple belt at the time, dude. But we were still smoking everybody around here as blue belts.
Yeah.
We were just smoking everybody. I don't think anybody hated Chase really, but for sure there was a couple people around here that probably hated me and Sean because we'd go out as blue belts and smoke all these upper rank guys locally, and then we'd just talk a bunch of gay shit afterwards, make a bunch of fucking dick jokes, fart noises and shit, and everybody get fucking those guys are so fucking immature. And yeah, we are.
Yeah.
And it hasn't gotten any better with time, No, especially not the climate nowadays.
It hasn't gotten better at all, bro.
He was telling us the stories about you behind the fucking the Muay Thai guy or whatever.
Dude, that fucking jackass.
Yeah, that shit had me dying.
He said you had to tell us some stuff, you've seen some stuff.
So, man, there's that guy is such a fucking piece of shit. And the thing is, I call Kirby a piece of shit, but I actually love Kirby. But different. that's my boy. He's a fucking idiot. No, this guy is actually a straight up he's a straight up trailer donkey. I fucking hate this guy. So back then, so when I first came to the gym and joined the team, he was there and he was the owner and shit. And he would try to come into the day class. And back then, we were all young kids. It was me, Derek Overby, Chase Hanna, one of the other guys who no longer trained is Matt Pyre. We were all white belts, but this guy outweighed us by crazy. He's you know who I'm talking about. He's kind of big, heavy set, chubby guy. He's 250 at the time. I think he's actually probably heavier than that now. But he'd come in there and just pretty much ragdoll everybody because he's just a big, fat, strong dude and nobody in there knew jiu-jitsu. But then eventually, we all started to learn jiu-jitsu, so we would just run fucking train on this dude during the day class. And at one point, so when I was a white belt, my tokewaza was the Hindulatine. And what was funny is I'm the second person in history to hit it in live competition outside of the creator of the Hindulatine, Ben Eddy himself.
Oh, really?
And I was the second person to hit it in competition ever as a white belt.
Damn.
Yeah, so if I'll show you a clip for the Hindulatine after. tapped somebody in competition with, I think, like maybe a year and a half ago.
Holy shit.
But it's like it's a rubber guard guillotine.
Yeah.
And so when I was first learning how to do this, I was fucking him up, dude. And like we'd stop and like reset, and I was just fucking his world up. So then he started doing this host shit where he would like not show up for day class because like, oh, he's the owner or other instructor or whatever. And then because like he had like free reign in the gym because he owned it or whatever, he'd walk up at the end of rolling after we'd all been rolling hard for like an hour. Go, hey, Yelvo, you want to roll, man, before I start teaching my class or whatever? I'm like, really? Okay. And I'd roll with him, and we'd already been rolling hard for an hour, and this dude would go ape shit trying to fuck us up.
Yeah.
Bro, that last time I rolled him, I knocked his fucking dick in the dirt. And I was like, man, fuck this dude.
Dude, you know what's wild is like when you look at Josh, you would assume he's always this size.
No, I wasn't.
Dude,
no.
he wasn't.
I used to be like skinny
You a
boy.
thick boy
Really?
now. Not like in a bad way, but you like
No, bro,
you got
you
some
jacked,
muscle on.
dude.
Like looking at your pictures from you at a blue belt, like I looked
Dude.
at some of the pictures with Sean and you and Chase.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fuck.
Bro, give me a year.
There's
year and
no
a
way.
half, bro.
Dude,
year
you
and a
could
half.
use-
I'm gonna fucking.
I'm gonna give you
I'm
your
gonna yoke
entire
up.
lifetime, bro.
I'm gonna
You're not
yoke
gonna come
up.
close.
I'm not gonna
Man,
get
well,
taller.
that was the thing.
Yeah,
is
not
that,
at
I'm gonna
all.
get yoke. I'm gonna yoke up.
Well, that was the
Yoke up?
thing that makes it better is that like not only was I better than that guy at jiu-jitsu, but also I was like, now I'm more athletic than you, I'm stronger than you, and like, you know, you don't know how to fight. So every time I see that dude, I make it like a point just to lock eyes with him, just like, you
Is
breathe
he
in.
still around here?
Yeah, dude. I
Oh,
make
but
every
you
time I
don't
see
know
him.
that.
Every time I see him, I just make it a point to lock eyes with him, just let him know, like,
let
if
him
you
know.
breathe my fucking direction, I'm gonna curb stomp you. Fucking hate that guy. If he died in a fiery car crash, I would show up at the site with a lawn chair and marshmallows to fucking like.
Yeesh.
Seriously, I fucking hate that dude. And I try not to be negative, but I'm telling y'all the truth, bro. Like, straight up.
You know what, man? Some people suck, dude.
Yeah.
They do. They do. They do.
suck.
I'll tell you what, though.
Facts
is,
of life, bro.
Like, but yeah, like, so he started doing this thing, and Sean talked about the last episode where he got like, it gets worse. Sean like just hit like the high notes on it, man. So like, he was like, I'm gonna get this U.S. Muay Thai certification, this and that, and you know, I'm sitting at that house, like I get up,
cracks
and
me
at
up,
this
dude.
point, I
He goes, it's coming in the mail.
so like no, this guy came down and gave it to him. So I lived with Sean for like the first year and like first like year 3 months I was down here. So I woke up a little bit early that morning. I go downstairs. Sean's like fucking you know drinking coffee, playing some Xbox and shit for day class. I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna go to the gym. You know, see what that Muay Thai shit's about. Sean's like not even paying attention. Like whatever, dude. And so I go up to the gym early, and I'm thinking I'm gonna see like a little short Thai dude like teaching him how to like kick pads and shit. I walk in, and it's this dude, and his name was Crew Rick, and he had like a balding, he had a bald spot with a mullet. He had on like a baggy white t-shirt and like a fucking beer gut, and he had like cargo pants on, like cargo shorts, like cargo shorts that you would buy from Walmart, and they were hitting mitts, and then they were talking actually about jiu-jitsu, and then it's like, all right, well, it'll be this much for this certification, and by the end of it, Matt had like fucking like 8 like certifications that all, from my recollection, pretty much said like the same thing.
Yeah.
And
Just
but
different
here's
names
the
for
funny
'em.
thing though, is that this guy sold him this. So if you've ever done like legit Muay Thai, like here in the U.S., I mean, for like, you know, numbing up, like when you get those micro fractures in your shins and shit from like kicking bags, the play is Tiger Balm. You know what I mean? Just get some Tiger Balm, kind of numb it up, rub it down, and chill. So this dude's like, man, I got this, you know, original formula from Thailand. It's a, you know, iron shin liniment. It's called Quang Lek. And he's like, what, really? And he goes, yeah, man, I'll sell you. And he sold him like 200 bottles, like little bottles of like this Quang Lek shit for like, I don't know, like way, like over, probably like $150 or some shit. And then like he sold him like a fucking bunch of like bottles of this little Quang Lek shit, and then took off in his little busted up van. And then like we're sitting in there, and it's like me, Sean, Chase, and one of the white belts, Kevin Navarro, who's like the biggest fucking troll ever. And this dude's saying the dumb shit. He goes, man, if I could get my fighters to bathe in this shit, we'd be set. We're like, what are you talking about? He's like, man, he goes, he took some of it and he put it on. I was like, man, I can feel my shin getting harder right now. And I looked at Sean, and Sean goes, Josh, put some of that on your arm. And I took something, I put it on my arm, and started tingling. I'm like, this is peppermint oil, you fucking jackass. And then he's like, no, it's not. This is peppermint oil. That's why it tingles, you fucking idiot.
AKA snake oil.
Yeah, I was like, bro.
Sold, bro.
I told him straight up, I was like, dude, that dude sold you like 100 bottles of hillbilly skeet and
jacked
fucking
your
just,
ass.
jacked you. Like, you guy's a fucking idiot. So we started making fun of him for that. I started fucking following him around the gym, like dressed up as him, making.
You
fun
like
of
go
him
up to him and you're like, "Look, I got your nose," and he's like, "Holy shit,
How
Josh
you
got
get
my
it?
nose."
Dude,
How the hell you get
I'll tell you
my
what was funny is like
Give
I
me
used
my
to
nose back.
I used to like freestyle rap like about him like while he's teaching class. At one point, he was like trying to teach Muay Thai, and I saw a bunch of fucking dumb shit, bro. Like not real Muay Thai at all. So at one point, we're just fucking with him because it started getting like super culty, and the way that he was trying to do like Y crew and shit, like in training. You never do Y crew in training. Do that before you fight.
Yeah.
So like he was doing like Y crew in training, and he was like trying to talk about tradition and shit, and like
Is that why he was, or the dude that trained him was called Crew Rick? Is it because it's Y Crew, like he took part of the name, or his real name was Crew?
Crew, if I recall correctly, is like Thai for teacher or something like that. Because I think it's, I don't remember what it is, but I think once you become an instructor, or it's Crew, and then I think at the top is Ajarn. You know what I mean? Like Ajarn's like the top level.
I thought he was just trying to rip off that name. I was like,
no.
I put that shit in my name.
The Y
that'd be
Crew-
like Jitsu Josh.
Yeah.
So Y Crew
okay.
is like Y Crew is actually paying homage to your teacher.
Yeah.
So like your teacher is your crew. Y Crew is paying homage to the teacher, right?
Yeah.
So he starts like teaching all this shit, and at one point, like I just got fucking, me and Chase were just geeking on the fucking couch, just laughing our asses off. And I took my phone, I started playing like the Halo music while he's teaching. So he's like over there trying to teach. I started playing like Gregorian shit. Oh, and he's just staring at me. I'm like, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? Like, and what a lot of people don't know about this guy is that, so after we left, and Sean tried to be like super diplomatic with him and try to like, be on the same page with him. And the guy was just like, fuck you, this and that, got super salty, started talking a bunch of shit about Sean. And here's the thing, dude, is I looked at the numbers. I looked at the books right before we left, and the jiu-jitsu students outnumbered the MMA students 3-1. And for some reason, like they were supposed to split everything right down the middle, and Sean wasn't getting any more money. He was getting the same amount of money like every month, even though there's like 5 MMA students and like maybe 2 of them pay. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, you're getting fucked. And not only that, you're scaring off other students,
100%.
Like, what are we doing here, dude?
Yeah.
And so after we left, he just started talking mad shit. Started talking shit on our whole team. And I was like, I'm a pretty loyal person, dog. So like, you talk shit, get hit, So I start calling him out. I think I posted a video. Yeah, I did. I posted a video on Facebook making fun of him and shit. And it was pretty fucking hilarious because at the time, and I have nothing against like Duke Rufus and those guys. I have plenty of friends that are part of Rufus Sport, but he like bought a Rufus Sport affiliation to put the name on the door, just because like anything that dude does to cling to legitimacy, he'll do it, right? Yeah. So he put that on the door, and so I had like a cup, and I changed, like Sean helped me with it. I was like, how do I do this? And he was like, here's how you do it. And I fucking painted the R to a D, so it said Doofus Sport. And I was like, fucking, I made a video, and then he got all pissed, and I was like, whatever, dude, but we can fight. And he's like, cool, let's fight. I was like, cool, man, like we'll fight at 170. He goes, all right, 170 coming up. And I was like, sweet.
See, that's the problem. People think you're not about it. They think you're just a troll. But Josh Bout it.
That's what I'm saying.
Bout it.
I've smacked a couple people at some events backstage.
That's the episode name right there. Bout it.
About it.
Yeah, dude.
Josh Bout it, bro.
So like, That's
why they never talk shit to you in person. I've never seen anybody raise their voice to you or say anything. They'll be like, "Hey, okay, what I was trying to say, I'm sorry."
I just wanted to say.
Well, here's my thing, man. Is like, what are we doing here if we're talking like in person altercation? Like, if you walked up to me right now and said, "Man, I don't fucking like you," I'm like, "Okay, well, why?" And you're like, "You're an asshole." I'd be like, "That's a fair assessment.
cool.
We don't have to fight about that. That's your opinion, dude." Like, but if you want to walk up to me and go, "Oh, you're a bitch. Fuck you. Fuck your mom. This and that." Like, okay, well, are you gonna fight me?
Yeah.
No. Or do you want to have a match with me? Like, what do you want? Do you want to have a match? No. Then why are you still talking shit? You must want to fight me in the street. If you're talking shit to me and then I'm like, all right, let's have a match, and you don't want to have a match, then why are you talking shit to me?
Like,
yeah,
smacked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know if you heard,
dude.
but I'm about it.
So that guy,
I don't know if y'all know.
That guy's telling everybody that he's like gonna fucking fight or whatever. And I'm training with Raymer and Sean and getting ready. And about a week in, I'm seeing all this shit online. I still haven't gotten a fucking message. We hit up Paul Dominique and we're like, yo, any word from him? And he goes, nah, man, we haven't heard shit from him. He goes, that guy don't want to fight anybody.
That's Casper.
So then I'm like, all right, what's good? So one evening, me and Chase left our gym and went up there to see what's up. Like, we walked in, I had my fucking gym shorts on, so I'm like, it's like we're about to see what's up. So we walked in. We walked in, and like Chase had a fucking iPad up recording like this. So they all knew what was fucking happening, dude. They all knew what was about to happen.
They're like, hold on, shouldn't they be afraid of me? Why has he got an iPad?
Why is he so big?
What does he know that we don't?
So then after that, like he fucking forgot what else. Yeah, like he wasn't there. He left, like snuck out the fucking back door, some shit, and still talked shit after that. And then he told Paul Dominique that he wanted to fight me. Like after, I forgot what the fuck happened. Like so, right after, he goes, I guess he got pissed because I started roasting him. He's like, yo, like he wants to fight Yelverton. And I was like, me and Sean like, sweet, let's run it. I'm about to fuck this dude's world up, bro. Yeah. And like literally like a weekend, he's like, he messages Dominique, I can't make 170. So we hit him back up and we're like, yo, well, we'll do 185. And at this point, I'm walking around at like 175, 180. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, sure. And we hit him back like through Paul. Paul messaged him back, hey, what about 185? No response. So like I tried to fight this dude like 3 fucking times, and he just like ran his mouth and just.
You're like, the moral of the story should be like, hey man, if we aren't in a fight, just fucking shut the fuck up about me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, dude, look, I attempted the fight. I attempted to settle things with us, and if we can't do that, then shut the fuck up.
And here's the thing, man, is it's like, if you want to be like not cool, because when we left that place, we were cool. Like we had a couple of our guys that were still cross training there and with us. Like Scott Thomas was still training with him and us. You know what I mean? Like we weren't like we didn't tell anybody they couldn't come train with us if they went there. Like we had like even Tony when Tony was there, Tony would come kick it with us and train, dude. But it was like this thing where like, yeah, we're still cool, but why are you talking shit? You're trying to tell everybody that Sean like took money from him and shit. I'm like, bro, we saw the books. We saw where the money was going, and it didn't go to Sean. So that dude, like, here's the thing, man. If you want to not be cool, that's fine, but don't go around like saying a bunch of lies and talking shit, man, because you can get, you know, parked cars can still get hit, player.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like,
it
is what it is.
I didn't know you were wise, dropping knowledge like this.
Bro, I'm saying, dog. Out here doing the damn thing.
It is what it is, man. I hate to get all petty and shit, but you know, I figured the last one I was trying to be super nice and like diplomatic. But this one I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let the pettiness out.
You know what?
Go.
Fuck it,
man.
I respect it.
Governor's off.
Yeah, ain't no stopping this train, son.
Where are you originally from?
So I'm from Birmingham originally. I grew up in a little fucking podunk town called Jemison, Alabama. It's like 2 red lights.
You give off
is that a
very northern vibe?
Oh, 100%.
So
like Minnesota?
I don't know, like Jersey.
So my dad.
Oh yeah, okay.
My dad's from about 2 hours outside of Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, so my dad's from Illinois.
That makes a little more sense.
Yeah, my older brother actually lives up there too. But I was like, you know, I was raised in Central Alabama. Like I spent most of my life there. Word. So I went. So Jemison is like, Jemison's like dead in between, like the dead middle of Birmingham and Montgomery.
Okay.
So that's where I grew up. Went to the college. I think I told you guys that last. I went to UAB for a little while, and then I was like, man, fuck this. I'm doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah. If I have the Yankee vibe, it's definitely from my dad, which is hilarious because my dad was, you know, didn't come to Alabama until he was a grown man, and he was like, he was from up north. Like I said, he was from Decatur, Illinois, and dude, he was the biggest fucking redneck I'd ever met in my life. Like, redneck as fuck, dude.
Dude, there's still rednecks up there.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
It's just wild because, like, you've lived your entire life basically in Alabama?
For the most part, yeah.
You don't give off an Alabama vibe at all.
Yeah, well, I guess, I don't know. Like, I find myself being more...
You seem too, like, articulate. And I don't mean that in, like, an Alabama... People are dumb, but, like, typically they're, like, I don't know, at a different speed. And I mean that in a nice way. Like,
well, man, it was kind of weird because when I was a kid, I was like super introverted almost in a way. You know what I mean? Like I was kind of nerdy and shit. I would read books and, you know, and shit. And I still read books now. But like, you know, I was kind of like the quiet kid in class. And then as I got older, I started becoming a bit more outspoken. Yeah. Like definitely probably like after, like even when I was in high school, I was a little bit outspoken. But I wasn't the guy I was now until probably like 2-3 years ago. Because for a while I was like super nice and, you know, kind of what's up, guys? Like if I had a problem, I was almost like, you know, not like Chase. Chase just doesn't give a fuck, but I'll just kind of hold it in. I'm like, okay, well,
yeah,
you know. But now I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of
Let
like,
it fly, baby.
which is kind of how my dad was, because I found it kind of funny that like when I was a kid, I was nothing like him. Like I was super quiet, super introverted. Like just, you know, I'd go in the corner with a book and just stay in there for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
What do you think has brought that out? Like what? Because it
What was
doesn't
the
feel,
change?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like you're like, oh, this is a new way
Yeah,
I
this
can be.
doesn't
It
look
feels
new.
like you're
Been like this.
being more you than you've ever
Yeah.
been in your life.
Man, I to be honest,
Do you think maybe jujitsu has given you confidence?
no,
to
for
become
sure,
a better...
for sure that has. It's, I don't know about that, and kind of just living life. You know what I mean? Because
experience.
especially when you're a young person, you kind of like when you're a young person, you most, and here's the thing that I kind of knew early on that most people that age didn't. A lot of young people think that they know shit. You know what I mean? They're like, oh yeah, I know shit. You know, like I've had a girlfriend and broken. I've had my heart broken. I've been to, you know, school. I've smoked some pot, or like, you know, they think that because they fucking like they've had a bad breakup and gotten alcohol poisoning in a pasture somewhere that
They've been through some
yeah.
shit.
I'm like, nah, player.
They're like, I've
Yeah.
seen.
no,
things.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, well, that's the thing is, and not to say that young people can't be smart, but like, you don't know shit, dude. I'm 28 and I still don't know shit.
Yeah.
Like, I still don't know a damn thing. So I guess it's because of the fact that back then I knew that I didn't know shit. I'm like, the only things that I knew as a kid were what I'd read in books, and you know, when I learned from, you know, just watching like documentaries and shit, or just stuff that I learned from my dad or my mom, like out, like, you know, I'd be out like working on the truck with my dad or some shit, or seeing, or going roofing with him. I learned shit from him. Like all I knew was what I had either like read or seen, but I didn't have any actual like life experiences of my own.
Right.
So for that reason, I guess I was a little shy. But jiu-jitsu definitely helped. You know, I mean, there's a certain confidence that comes along with, you know, being able to whip a motherfucker's ass.
Yeah.
And not even whip a motherfucker's ass, but like also just...
You say that so like...
Yeah, but like...
I mean, but...
There's also, I guess, like this... there's this kind of liberation that comes through anytime you develop a skill.
Yeah.
When you can like say that you are an expert at this thing, that you're an authority on this thing.
I wouldn't know.
Like it gives you sort of like this my opinion matters type of deal, which in the grand scheme of it, I guess none of ours does, but you get what I'm saying?
It just makes you feel like you have a worth of something.
Yes,
like I have something to bring to the
but
table. I have something to offer.
So jiu-jitsu definitely helped, man. Maybe not even jiu-jitsu, but just the fact that I spent years honing a craft. But I think what really helped was just living life a little bit and getting some experiences, traveling a lot. I traveled around the world when I was right out of high school, dude.
What was that with?
Huh?
What was that with?
Just me, man.
Oh,
I mean, I had some friends with me, but I wasn't doing anything. I was just fucking spending a bunch of money traveling.
Oh, word.
So,
Damn. That's what's
So
up,
you got out of high school and you're just like,
fucking,
I'm
I
gonna
want to go.
fucking hit the road.
yep,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Where did you go?
Yeah.
Went to Europe.
Was it for
Asia.
any, like when you went to these locations, was it for something, or you're like, I just want to go?
Just want to go.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so sick.
Damn.
Yeah, I had some family in like one or two of those spots, but like not a whole lot. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it was me and like a few of my friends. We did some crazy shit. Just went out, fucking went to all these different places. I blew like probably fucking 75, 80 grand, dude.
Holy fuck.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
dude?
you know what? You know what?
How long were you traveling for?
You're like 2 weeks, but it was a
It was
hard.
No,
It
dude,
was a
it was
good 2 weeks, baby.
it was several months. It was several months. So,
Dude, I know a
What?
guy right now. His name's Devin.
Shout out, Devin.
Dude, and he's been traveling for fucking years. And he's like your age.
what the fuck is
like,
he doing for money?
That's what I asked him. I was like,
Is he selling dick? What is he doing?
no, dude. I was like, dude,
That's what I
was like-
should have done.
I was like, what are you doing? You've been traveling for fucking years. Like, do you got a job?
Just
and
like
you
side job shit?
He just posts pictures like everywhere he's at, like Indonesia and fucking China and fucking.
So you get paid by pictures?
No, and I asked him, I was like, what's going on? And he's like, dude, fucking loans.
Bro.
And I was like, you're making money off loans? And he's like, no, I am taking out loans.
I am
I'm not gonna pay them back.
$150,000 in debt.
And I was like, what? I was pissed because I'm like,
You're an idiot.
you can't do that,
You're an
man. And he's like,
Do you know how loans work?
He's basically like, what are they gonna do? And I was like,
Bro, they will get
damn
you.
it, you have.
You fucked your life, bro.
I mean,
I
well,
said shout out
He's
Devin earlier.
fucking living, bro. He's
Bruh.
living, dude.
It's crazy.
Hey, they don't get a hold of him, I guess. Fuck it. Does he have any kids? Is he?
No, dude, he's no.
So
Maybe,
he's.
I don't know.
Say you better hope
He
he.
did when he started.
He doesn't post about him.
So you better hope he doesn't, because they'll get that fucking debt if he does.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
God.
I don't know, man, but I'll say like that's probably the biggest thing was just like getting out, seeing the world, and what was funny is I got back home from that, And my buddy Jamie's like, dude, we're about to get in this RV and go across the country. Do you want to come? And I was like, yes. Yeah. So I think I had like $2,000 left.
You were like a fucking nomad.
And so I went across the country. The last place we stopped before we came back was Vegas. And when we came back, boom, dude, by the time we got back, when we got back, like, I actually got back home and I was in Birmingham, dude. I think I had like $40 in my pocket, bro. The dumbest decision or probably the most impulsive decision I ever made, but definitely the best. I don't regret any of that shit, bro.
How did you get the 75 to 80 grand to start with?
Just saving up, man, and plus working. Like, I did some auto body shit when I was young. Like, I did a bunch of auto body work and plus just odd shit like mowing the lawn every fucking weekend for like
hats off 10 years, my dude.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. Man.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. Yeah, and that, you know what was funny is that I kind of credit that with realizing that I didn't want to do the college thing anymore.
Yeah.
Because I got like my bachelor's degree, and then they were all like, all right, well, it's time to go for the next 8 years till you can
doctorate.
Yeah. Like, because I was doing physical therapy, and I was like, eight years? I'm like, 8 fucking years? I'm like, well, for physical therapy, you have to have a base degree.
Right.
And there's a couple of different things you can get a base degree, and I think there's like 7 different options, but I chose physical ed, like physical education, because it was the easiest one.
Yeah.
I was like,
and then you're like, oh wait, there's 8 more years. And
I was like,
worse.
man, fuck this. I don't even really want to do this. So I was like, I'm just gonna go do jiu-jitsu. But I guess it was the fact that I met so many different people. Like, I'd seen people that were, that said they were happy because they had like a wife and kids and a nice car and a nice house and they had all these things. And then I saw people who were actually happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not all those people that are actually happy have all those things. Some of those dudes
have nothing.
Well, some of them are living in a 1-bedroom apartment. They're alone. They don't have anybody else, but they get up every day and they're like, fuck yeah, dude. Let's do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I decided I was going to do. I was like, when I first decided to pursue jiu-jitsu, I was like, man, I'm completely okay with my life. I mean, do I want to be alone and poor? No, but if I get to wake up and do jiu-jitsu every day and live, and even if it's like below my means, like if I have to wake up in a 1-bedroom apartment every day for the rest of my life,
I'll be happy about it.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So in a way, that's kind of like, I hate to say this, but it was looking like that for a minute, man. Like, it was kind of like jiu-jitsu like took a lot from me. It took a lot, man. Like, pretty much every relationship I was in pretty much failed because, and this is another thing that I think people don't look at, and this isn't even just jiu-jitsu. This is, I think, probably like anything. Like, when you're with someone and they don't see the value of pursuing yourself,
it's hard, dude.
It gets weird. So like when I'm at the gym, when I was doing 2 days, I'd be at the gym in the morning, have like a little gap in the day, and then I have to come back at night. And my chick is like, oh, well, skip class, come hang out with me. I'm like, I can't. This is my career. I can't skip this. This is the thing that is going to take me to the next level, and I'm going to build a life off of. I can't skip this and skimp out on it.
Yeah.
So,
and
if you have someone who isn't doing the same thing with themselves in some way, like if they're just sitting here like coasting, just working a job, they get pissed and even in a way get jealous.
Yeah.
So
it's rough, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Well, because it's also like they could also just be pursuing themselves in a different path, right? But because they don't understand the passion you have for whatever it is, they're not going to understand it, right? So it's like, even if their passion is in something else, and you both still have your passions, it's like they're never going to understand how much it means to you, because like they love their passion that way, but your love for your passion is a completely different thing, Exactly, and you're never going to be able to understand each other's. So it's like, it's a really rough place to be in for sure.
But you can still find value in someone trying to better them. Like if you're with someone and they're like, hey, I want to go back to school.
Yeah.
Like, why do you want to go back to school? Oh, well, I just kind of want to prove it to myself, or I just want to do this.
Yeah.
At the very least, they're trying to invest in themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I find that people that do that are actively investing in themselves, usually see the value in somebody else doing that so they don't get jealous.
Right.
But outside of that, typically there's like, why don't you spend time with me? This and that. So pretty much every relationship I had ever been in fell apart. I didn't alienate my family, but I definitely didn't get to see them as much.
Because of the
because they were only like 4 hours away, but because of the fact that I was working as a bouncer every weekend till like fucking 5 a.m. in the morning, I couldn't get away to see them as much. only saw them maybe like every couple months, if that. My dad passed away 4 years ago, which was, I don't know, like 6 years in. I lost track, but yeah. So like I didn't have as much time, because that was another thing too that kind of hit me hard. Was I was like, man, there's like, I'm gonna be able to like start up my own gym and, you know, show my folks this and that.
Yeah.
Before I can even really get my shit off the ground and like do the big stuff that I plan on doing, like, because that's kind of like a thing, right? Like there's all sorts of things that you want to show your parents. Like you want to show your parents your first business and your success. You want them to be proud, dude. Yeah, you want them to meet your chick. You want them to meet your kid. Yeah. You know, like you want them to be around for that sort of thing. But
hey, look, I made myself something.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I'm not a complete fuck up, and they might not always be there. And that's another thing too, is it also taught me the value of not coasting. Like, don't wake up and just be like, all right, well, I'm just gonna do this today, and I'm just gonna cruise. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's no this. You know, it's either we're going here or we're going there. Yeah. You know, so like,
and that's important to realize that with all those ups, there are going to be a lot of those downs.
Well, there's a lot of those downs,
but it should be trending up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there should be.
Even though there are downs, it should be
the plan,
going.
Yeah. The aim is always 100%, there, right? And that kind of, I mean, because
that's human nature. That's the American spirit.
If you got people that you want to make proud and you want them to see it, might want to hurry up, man. Nothing's guaranteed. Dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
dude. Yeah.
I got made it all glum and shit for a second.
No, like right before you started on that tangent, I was like, man, this podcast took a really good turn, because you were just being like, you know what, fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah. But no, fuck that guy. And then you're like,
no, but also fuck that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've grown up a lot, and I don't really know a whole lot, but I have experienced some pretty cool things through jiu-jitsu and just kind of learning how to be a grown person, and it's definitely changed my perspective. There's some things where I've kind of like navigate, like things that I would have blown up about maybe like 5 years ago. I don't give a shit about now. Yeah. Like I said, if somebody walks up to me and is like, you know, fuck you, and I'm like, cool, man, fuck you too, and I just leave. Yeah. Whereas like 5 years ago, I would have been like, what? You know, I don't really care anymore.
It's like over the course of your life, you understand like what it is that's important. Like you figure out like, I don't need to prove myself on this nobody.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what,
because
man,
he's just having a bad day.
You know,
I'll tell you the one thing, and this is when you guys will see me get hot. Like any of you guys that are listening, or who've ever seen me get into something like an altercation with somebody or get up in arms about something, it's never because of me. It's never someone like trying to talk shit about me, because I'm just like, I mean, I really don't give a shit that much. Like all the people that know me. Anytime that I get like heated, it's always about somebody messing with my people.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
I'm a very, very loyal person. Like that's probably.
It's like that pack mentality we've kind of talked about with the jiu-jitsu thing, right? Because it's like a family thing.
Y'all,
right?
But y'all like the NWO wolf pack over here.
Yeah, and like y'all's crew is so fucking tight, dude. Like I love seeing, and I love having your crew on. Like I love having any of you guys on, because you guys all feel the same exact way. Yeah. You know, so it's like whenever you see somebody fucking with your crew or like your pack, it's like, oh bro, I'm ready to fucking die. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's shit like that where it's like, bro.
Well, I mean, it's camaraderie,
because it's
like,
real.
Yeah, it's loyalty, and
it's not like I'm paying a fee. I'm part of the team.
And it's also like another thing, like you've talked about too. It's like it's all on the mat, right? And it's one of those things where it's like a quote unquote life or death thing, where it's like, bro, you could get up the winner of this match, or you could leave, you know, with your arm broken, fucked up. You know, like. Yeah. It's shit like that.
It's a very vulnerable altercation to be in, you know what I mean? And another thing is that, and I guess this is what I don't know if it's what I like the most about jiu-jitsu, and this is going to sound like really kind of like, I'm just saying, this is going to sound really gay, but it doesn't, I don't mean for it to come off that way. There's a lot of intimacy that happens in the jiu-jitsu room. Yeah. And that doesn't mean like in a sexual nature. It's just like you have intimacy, the epitome of intimacy, in my opinion, is trust. You know what I mean? So when I'm rolling with you and you get me in a choke, for me to roll with you, I have to trust that you're going to let go when I tap, that you're actually just trying to perfect your skill and, you know, your craft, instead of just trying to fucking kill me.
Murder somebody.
Like that's why we're rolling. Like I like to roll. If we're rolling, it's me trusting that you're here for the same reason that I am, which is to get better, not to kill someone or look badass. You know what I mean? So from the very start, you have to, it's like, and it's, to be honest, it's kind of a gamble. So when you step into a room, you kind of have to feel the vibe a little bit, and you're taking this huge kind of like
leap of faith.
Like
almost.
you're kind of this is all right. So this is
a trust fall, really.
Well, yeah, it's a trust fall. It's a gamble, and that's a pretty big fucking gamble, dude.
Yeah,
playing with your limbs and your life, you know. So like, I guess that's why I like it is because I've noticed today there's not a whole lot of intimacy left, like in society, like especially with like social media and shit, and just like I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain
relationships nowadays are way fucking different.
Well, it's not. It's just the way people interact with each other. Is that? And I got into this with
hostile.
I actually spoke with Cam about this the other day. Cam and Pat, and Cameron's actually probably exactly right about it. But I still hold my sentiment. Like we were talking about Gordon, how Gordon like fucking roasts people on the internet, and I was talking about how Gordon keeps saying that Josh Hanger lives under his back porch, which is fucking hilarious to me because fuck Josh Hanger.
Yeah.
And I screenshot and I posted in our group chat. I'm like, dude, Gordon's still out here for like 2 years now saying that Josh Hanger lives under his porch. And Cam goes, man, to be honest with you, Gordon's a fucking child. And I was like, really? And he goes, I mean, yeah, like respect on his jiu-jitsu. He's the best grappler there is, but he's like, he acts like a fucking kid in a Call of Duty lobby. And I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, like, and while Cameron's absolutely right, like he does act childish, and I do too. But that being said, if you notice, and this is the same thing, like, and I guess I say this because I identify with Gordon a lot, but does Gordon ever really talk shit to people who don't talk shit to him?
No.
Never.
Yeah, well, Joe Biden doesn't talk shit to him.
No, fuck no. Well,
I mean, it talks shit about Joe Biden a little bit.
Well, first of all, fuck Joe Biden, too.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
No, I got it.
So, but, like, if you look at it, he's not a bad representative of the sport. Like, he donates to charity. He's super nice to all his fans. He doesn't do any crazy shit like some of these.
If you're respectable, he'll be respectable.
He's not one of these other guys in this community that are hiding pedophiles and like supporting sex offenders and shit. He's not like a bad dude.
You know what he is of the sport? He is The Rock. He is like wrestling used to be wrestling, and then all of a sudden it became entertainment.
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu used to be jiu-jitsu, and all of a sudden it became entertainment a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Gordon is like The Rock. He's like the first entertainment jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Well, that's the thing, man. Is like, yeah, he's entertaining, but also he's entertaining because he submits people, not because he talks shit. He doesn't talk shit to people. Like, for instance, I don't know. Look at Roberto Jimenez. Did he talk any shit to Roberto Jimenez? No, because Roberto Jimenez is super cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, anytime you see him have a match with somebody who's cool, he doesn't really talk any shit. Yeah. But because of today, we live in this, fucking weird like sci-fi movie to where people can put like an avatar over their face and go online and say some shit totally like uncalled for to someone that they would never say in person.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
yeah.
Like if you want to vent, if you're angry at yourself and the world, you want to vent, go hit a fucking bag, dude. Yeah. Why are you talking shit on the internet? You know what I mean? If this guy was like a scumbag, like, I don't know, there's so many people, like, think of all, like, Harvey Weinstein doesn't get as much hate on the internet as Gordon Ryan does. Yeah. Does Harvey Weinstein have a fucking Instagram, does he? I want to check that out.
I don't think so, because isn't he in prison?
Yeah.
Is he in prison? I don't know.
I thought so.
But you know what I mean? Like, I
think so.
There's, like, fucking...
I mean, a good example, Bill Cosby. He's out. O.J. Simpson. He's out.
Even then, look at fucking Chris Brown. Like, bruh, straight up. Y'all still listening to his music, right? This motherfucker beat a chick. Like,
true.
How are y'all still like listening to his shit? Or even if you're like, oh, well, okay, well, it's just music. All right, fine. Why is he still performing live?
Yeah. How is he still selling out?
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we live in such a weird world where,
and that's a very hypocritical.
Yeah. Well, that brings me back to my point where like there's almost no more intimacy left in I don't know, not in the world, but
it matters if you bring something. So for example, like nobody talks shit about Michael Jackson anymore, although it was alleged that he touched kids. Oh, but his value was so high that his music was so legendary. So it precedes the allegations, right?
Even then, I'll say this too, like, dude, if you just want to listen to some music, it's just music, like, whatever. Like, I'm not like, if this song has a good beat and shit, and like I can, good tempo, it sounds good, I'll disassociate it with the guy that did it. Like, I'll listen to the song, but fuck that guy, whatever. But I guess what I'm saying, man, is there's no intimacy or even like compassion left in mainstream anymore. You know, like, and especially social media, like people are just out here trying to make people feel bad for no fucking reason. They're, you know, like you're not even your words now. Like we live in a, like Dominic Cruz said it pretty well a while back when he was calling out Mullenkamp or whatever. He's like, we live in a world where you can take a picture in front of like a nice car and post that on Instagram, and now that's your car. You know what I mean? Like, we live in a strange fucking world, man. And not only that, like,
where image is everything. That's why the whole Hans thing blew the fuck up, because he's like, I'm holding money hostage. Take a picture with me or not. Yeah. Don't get paid.
And bro, I'm gonna say that guy's a fucking douchebag too.
Yeah, I don't like that guy for fucking
I've met him before. Like,
that's the guy that owns Monster, or he's like he didn't own it, right?
He doesn't own it. I think he's a part.
Deals with like the fighter relations. Basically,
I think he used to be just like employee, but I think he might have like bought like I think he might have gotten like a little bit more of the company or something like that. But so like back when
just for
he would like
just UFC shit.
So he would make fighters take pictures with him, right? And if he didn't, he would hold your pay, like your cut of Monster sponsorship.
So he was doing that. A lot of people don't know that. I know it because I used to like do motocross and shit. He was doing that with supercross racers before he was ever doing that with MMA.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was real shit.
You can't let somebody be a face of something and let them
be a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, you can't, dude. You just can't. Dan Bilzerian. All right, lost everyone on that.
Yeah, what was that going with?
I mean, he's just a fucking wild man, and he was like the owner of the fucking.
It's like a casino or some shit like that.
Well, it's the fucking,
Luxor.
It's his brand. It's the weed brand or whatever.
I don't know. You're talking about the crazy guy with the beard, right?
The military dude. Who has every like gun ever.
Yeah, and all the fucking Instagram models and all
every
that.
chick you've ever thought of.
All these chicks.
But you're making somebody, or you're letting somebody be the face of something, because didn't he get money from something else?
Well, he was a gambler. That's where he won all his money.
Yeah, but where he really gets money, dude?
That's where he got. Well, that's where he said he's got his money.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't fucking know where his money came from.
I don't know, but Hans is a bad example of like. You're letting somebody run rampant, and that's giving a bad. Yeah. I mean, can you tank a brand like Monster? No, because people aren't going to be fucking researching it. They're just going to be drinking it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tank Starbucks because somebody touched a kid. Bro, people will drink Starbucks if it has kids in it.
Even then, what, like, if I enjoy drinking Starbucks, I'm not even going to ask you to, I'm not going to ask normal people to stop drinking Starbucks if it tastes good. Yeah. I'm going to ask that company to fire the fucking dude that's touching kids. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't do this thing where, like, I boycott shit.
That's a good example. That is really perfect. Weird, but you should pinpoint the problem.
My point, and this really fucking disgusted me, and not to get political on here, but, like, I'm not going to express my opinion of, like, the whole Black Lives Matter thing, whatever. But I will say this. If you're a fellow human being and someone that I respect, and you tell me that you think that there's something bad going on, regardless of my initial opinion, if I have respect for you and you're like a good person, I'm going to listen to what you have to say.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like whether I agree with it or not agree with it, these people over here are like, they're all American citizens or my fellow human beings. They feel like they got some shit that's being done unfairly to them. I'm going to take the time just as a guy to listen to what they have to say. So
because you have respect.
Yeah. So I have a friend of mine that she actually helped organize the protest that took place at the Foley Park up in Foley, and this is last year. So, and I go up there. I'm like, I'm not about to go more. And it was a peaceful protest. It wasn't anything fucked up, and it was kind of cool in a way because it was stupid. And I despise the Confederate flag, but it was kind of cool in a dumb way because you saw a bunch of redneck dudes up there hanging out with them. They all got their Confederate belt buckles and shit on their truck, but they're still out there kind of like hanging out and showing them. Like, you guys are kind of dumb, but thanks. You know what I mean? But so I go up, but they're still up there. They're dumb, but they're trying to be good people.
They're trying to be good people.
But acts over words, right? So I go up there and I'm up there hanging out because my friend is helping organize the event, and plus I got a bunch of friends that are there, and I'm like, I'm going to come up here, I'm going to hang out and show you guys support. And I saw so many fucking stupid motherfuckers that all from like down on Gulf Shores and all these liberal fucking douchebag pussies. They're BLM, Black Lives Matter, if you're white, fuck you. Like literally saying racism is wrong, but at the same time, fuck white people. All these people, and here's the thing, and not even that, but like just people that were sharing nothing but like BLM shit Where were you motherfuckers at when the protests near us actually took place? You'll post on social media all day long to look like a good little boy or girl for all your friends, but when it comes actually time to get up off your ass and do something, do something with some substance, you don't want to do anything. You want to sit on your ass.
They want to make it look like they're doing something.
Yeah.
Like you saw the lady that got popped because she stopped in the middle of the riot, took a picture like showing like she was helping board up a business. Just stopped with the hammer, like take the picture.
Yeah.
Can I borrow that hammer?
Fucking pieced.
Yeah, pieced. But there was like a camera crew and caught her.
Oh my god.
And then they posted it and they found out who it was and she got fired from her job.
It's that all talk no action shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like I said,
they're
there's no
performing.
Yeah.
For social media.
There's no intimacy.
Person.
There's no intimacy. There's no compassion. There's no integrity. Like, bro, I don't like. What is this shit where you guys, and this is just another example, just on a polar, like a completely different aspect. Like these motherfuckers that go around like recording themselves giving homeless people money.
Yeah.
Why don't you just give them money?
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean?
Why do you have to? Yeah.
Why you gotta record it?
Like I'm not
why
even,
you need acknowledgement?
I'm not gonna speak on the things that I do.
Yeah.
I don't even talk to you about the stuff that I do.
Yeah.
For like,
100%.
You don't need to.
There's no point.
Now, if somebody sees you doing it and they acknowledge you, then that's cool.
Yeah,
like,
hey, thanks. That's as
but
far
why
as
are
I
you
need to go.
recording
You don't need to be like, hey, I was the guy that did the thing, you know?
Yeah.
You saw.
Why are you recording yourself, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
you're a fucking
that's
idiot.
what I'm saying is like,
don't even do it.
Is your soul,
if you're gonna do
like,
that, don't even fucking do it.
Is your soul so fucking like barren that you don't feel any genuine compassion just from yourself? You don't feel any love from yourself for doing good shit. You have to feel it from other people.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
And then also, like, you also have to think about what the person that you're helping, like in the sense you're talking about the homeless person or whatnot that you're giving money to. Imagine how that makes them feel too.
Yeah.
You know, what the fuck, dude? Like, you have to have this, you know, to make you feel better, but you're making this person feel like absolute shit right now. You know, and it's like, you obviously have no respect for human beings.
That's some of the lowest
of
the low, to be honest.
Bro.
Yeah, and man, I guess what I'm trying to say here is through the whole conversation we had on these different examples is acts over words.
Yeah.
All day. Acts over words, bro.
All talk, no action.
Yeah,
baby.
like I don't give a shit.
You gotta be about it.
That's like that's the
baby.
fucking bro. That's the thing. Like that's the shit that even in the kitchen, bro. Like when I hear somebody talking about like, yeah, I want to try this with this and like do this and that, and it's like, all right, bro, you can talk about it all you want, but until you do it, I'm not gonna believe a thing you say. You know what I'm saying? I want to see it. I want to taste it. Like, let's do it.
Like, not to call out anybody, or I don't want this to sound like we're pinpointing anybody, but we have friends that we know outside of the podcast before we did this.
Yeah, we got friends.
That they would be like, dude, I'm starting a podcast. We should go to fights with a group. And they would be like, yo, we're going to start a podcast. And this was years ago now.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, fucking bet. Let me know when you do that, dude. That'd be crazy. Yeah, man. And then we fucking started one. They still haven't. And that's fine.
No, that's cool.
And it's cool, like, things happen. But, like, try it, bro. You might be really good at it. Or,
and I'm not saying that, like, it might take time to get in there, right? Like, it might take time to get into a thing, but
the juice is worth the squeeze. At least try.
Yeah.
Well, and that's not even to say anything about that, because that's more of just like people like not committing to aspirations. I'm talking about like people trying to pretend that there's something, or that they feel this way, but not actually doing anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it's like all the people that posted. It's like all the people that posted about the fucking. Like the red tide down in South Florida.
Yeah.
Like everybody's reposting the videos of like the charter captains and all this shit. And I can promise to God that 90% of those people that reposted that shit weren't signing any petitions, weren't looking into any local government. You know, it's like if you actually give a fuck about something, do something.
That's why if I can't do something, I'll at least try to spread the word. Like personally, like the thing with Kim, like I was like, I'll spread the flyer. And I'll be like, if anybody can help, even if you just have to share this, don't do it for your own self thing. Just like, try to get some help out there. Like, it's definitely like, it's similar to the situation when that dude like, oh yeah, let's fight then. You're just talking about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I'm here to give you the opportunity you want so badly.
And here's and bro, if you don't want to do it, just say no.
Yeah. Don't even fucking talk about it. There's no reason.
Don't tell me that you want to fight me and then not fight me.
Yeah.
I mean, don't tell me that you want to support this cause and then not support it.
Yeah.
I mean, quit saying shit to look cool. Yeah. Just do it. Do it or don't.
Yeah, it'd be wild if you could actually do it.
That's why I love martial arts for the most part. Because like that guy, the guy we've been talking, has been exposed several times. Why anybody trains with him, I still don't know. I mean, whatever.
It's like what we all talked about this with Sean. It was like you don't know you're in a bad gym if it's your first gym, you have no idea.
Yeah. But I mean, whatever. We've all fallen for some manipulative shit before in our lives. But I guess, well, that amongst other things. But I don't know, man. Like, I guess that's why I love jiu-jitsu so much, because I just be like, everyone's, yeah, I'm a badass. I'm really good. All right, man, let's roll. I'm all right. Hey, man, what, you want to compete? No. Have you ever beaten anybody good before? Like, you have any? No. But you say you're a badass. Yeah. All right. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I can just write you off and just be like, yeah, you're a dumbass, and you're not gonna do anything or say anything when I write you off, because I'll just fucking whip your ass.
Yeah. That's why I tell him all the time. I'm like, that's what's so alluring about jiu-jitsu is like the truth is right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's seconds away.
Yeah.
We could find
be there
out
right now.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
Just fucking slap bump.
Yeah,
truth.
there's a bunch of fucking nerds that like in the not in our immediate community, but like there's a bunch of them in the Atlanta community too, dude. In Atlanta, there's a bunch of them just like that love to talk shit and then not have matches. I'm like, why are you talking shit to me if you don't want to match? Like, if you're just trying to be funny, then okay. Like, you know, I actually threw a dude into a wall backstage at an event in Atlanta because he wouldn't quit talking shit. Damn. He was actually like talking shit to Sean and Tori, and he was insulting Tori, calling her like Sean's sister and shit. I was like, well, hey man, like she already asked you to stop. He was like, whatever. And I was like, cool, man. Well, I'm gonna be there this weekend. I hope to see you. Yeah. I saw him and I fucking like shoulder checked him, and he bounced in the wall, got scared as shit, and he ran off into like some random person's locker room. And then afterwards, like I went to go, because after Tori and Giovanni competed, like Sean's up on stage. This is a center stage in Atlanta. And I walk up to him, and I'm going to get beers for me and Sean. I walk back, and this guy's talking to him. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker again. So I walk up, and the guy sees me. He's like, shit, and like runs off. And I walked up, hand Sean a beer. I'm like, what does that motherfucker want? He goes, oh, dude, well, he said you fucking like checked him backstage, and he wanted to come apologize. And I was like, really? Really?
Oh, damn, dude.
Damn, dog, really? Really? It's that soft? I didn't even fucking hit him. I just fucking just like shoulder checked him, and he got all fucking like, like, dude, really? That's it? We could have avoided this whole thing if you just didn't talk shit. Yeah. Dude, anybody...
Or just listen to when I say stop.
Yeah, well, dude, I mean, you've known me for a hot minute now. A couple years now. Have I ever been that hard to get along with?
No.
Never.
Yeah.
Every time I go to the local gym, I just dap everybody up, give everybody a hug.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, like... Yeah, like, we don't have to be weird.
How's your moms and them?
Yeah, how's your moms and them?
How your mom and them?
Like, we can all be cool and be friends, man. Like, it ain't about, like... Bro, and you ain't got to be a fucking jiu-jitsu badass. You don't have to be, like... Dude... I'm just as tight with the white belts in my gym as I am with the upper rank guys. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be like, your opinion can matter despite like your jiu-jitsu stand. Just don't talk shit.
I don't even do jiu-jitsu. I cook food.
That's what I'm
saying. And he's hanging here. You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Like, why we gotta be weird about shit, man? Just be cool.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people just don't get that. And I've been trying to be better. And to be honest, I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. I got banned off Facebook for like 30 days, and I loved it so much that I've been trying to get banned for 60.
Damn.
And here's why. Because it kind of like made me see a bit of a different picture. Because when I got banned, I was like, motherfucker. The only bad thing about it was that like people would tag me in like cool stuff, you know, like videos from tournaments or whatever. Yeah. And I couldn't comment or share it or like it or whatever. I'm like, oh, that sucks. But the one good thing that came about it is I would see some incredibly stupid shit, like petty shit on the internet. I'm like, man, I'm going to check this person real quick. And I go to comment, and I'm like, oh, you can't comment. You're banned. And I was like, oh, well, there's nothing I can do about that. So I'll just move on.
Yeah.
So like I was like, you mean that's all I have to do is just move on?
Yeah.
And it makes it super easy to move on when I'm banned. I'm not even tempted to comment on anything because I literally can't. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I just want to get banned again to remove the temptation of checking. Like,
yeah.
Checking dumb people is like a drug to me. It really is. Like, there's nothing not even beating somebody up, not like nothing even physical or like harmful about it. There's just something I feel really, really good about just seeing a dumb motherfucker get checked. I feel it's like a fucking. I've never done hardcore drugs, but I imagine that's what that first.
It's like the highest.
Bro, I imagine that's what that fucking first hit of like fucking black tar heroin or crack is like. Yeah. It's got to feel like checking a dumb motherfucker. Bro,
that's I know when I wake up and check Josh's stories that somebody's getting clapped.
I ain't even gonna lie. We've had a couple of those motherfuckers in the kitchen where they come through and they're like, "Oh yeah, dude, I've done this badass shit," and blah blah blah. Like I had this one motherfucker.
Did you though?
We had this one motherfucker come through and was like, he like had like his book of like all his recipes and shit like that, like all this badass stuff and all, and he was like trying to talk to me about consomme one time, and was like, have you ever done anything with consomme and bull, and like breaking the whole fucking thing down. I was like, okay, cool, why don't you make it tomorrow then? And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah. I was like, you obviously know what you're talking about, so why don't you go ahead and make it for us tomorrow? And he was like, well, I'd have to get all this stuff, you know, blah 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 and all this. I was like, cool, we'll get it together, man. Like, I wanted to see you make this. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I might have to do it next week or some shit. Never fucking did it, dude. And then didn't show up to work like the next week. Yeah, quit right after that. I was like, yeah, fucking
man. Here's the thing: is it's not always bad. Sometimes checking people can be good, and a lot of people
they need it.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Is like
just as much as the world needs them to be checked.
Yeah.
You're doing a service by checking people, because here's the deal: they're not doing anybody any good, not even themselves, by pretending to be something they're not. And also, there's a small percentage of people that when you check them, when you tell them, hey, you're not legit, they're like, damn, he's right, I should be, and they start pursuing that.
Actually,
and I'm sure you've seen it over the years, like being part of the jiu-jitsu community, the martial arts community too. How many people have we seen, and we're not gonna name any names, but in jiu-jitsu that started off like being totally like not legit? They were like, you know what, I'm gonna get right, and now they are legit. Now they're training full time, they're at a gym, and I know a couple people.
Yeah, I know a couple people right off that like I didn't respect at first because of the way they handled themselves and the way they walked around and the way they treated people, teammates and all that. Like, these are your training partners, and then things happen. And
somebody checks them, and then
they're like, you know what? I'm gonna take this way different. Like,
I need to
this is a different thing than I thought it was.
Yeah, and you know what? Isn't that kind of like what
it makes you respect them.
Well, not only that, but like checking somebody checking somebody is not like an aggressive thing always. Sometimes it's what's needed. Like, think about your most honest friends. Think about your best friends. Are those not the people? What they do. Are those not the people that tell you you're an idiot when you're acting like an idiot?
Hey, man.
Last podcast.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
hey,
whenever you're acting like a dumbass, aren't your best friends going to be the ones that go, hey, dude, why are you being a little bitch? Like, get your shit together.
Yeah. Or maybe, like, you know how you're doing that thing and it's not really making sense in your life? You know?
Yeah.
Like, maybe you shouldn't do that thing no more, dude.
I don't know what you're talking about. Bro, what are you talking about? I know you're not talking about me.
I don't know, dude. Who am I looking at?
Oh, shit, this is getting good.
No, it's cool.
Bro,
we can
go.
Fuck
up out of here with this shit. Get out of here.
Well, that is about time, though.
Yeah. So. Has it already been an hour?
This was just as petty as I wanted it to be.
Dude, this felt
it's a total 180 from the last episode I did.
Yeah, but your high went way higher, but like your wisdom was also way higher.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Like, boy, I felt like you gave
Boy got the whizzy on him too, don't he?
Whizzed on us.
Whizzed on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
I ain't no R. Kelly though. Let's get that straight. Yeah, girl.
It's a raining man.
Fucking man.
Is there anything you want to promote before you get out of here?
Man, just Kazushi Club, 10th Planet, sponsors Nogi Nation, Star Lord Josh LeDuc down there, Saptera top team, puts out a good product. Leglock Assassins, man, they're putting out big stuff. You know, they sponsor a lot of our guys. Some people suck. You guys are the shit, man.
Thanks,
you know, you have a couple things coming out. I think I'm gonna try and build a pro bracket near the end of the year and host my own tournament or something like that.
Fuck yeah.
You know, so we'll see what's going on with that. But outside of that, man, everything's going well, man. Also, the Cam's thing. So, Deck Poppy, y'all go to. He's got a whole thing. He's trying to, raise money for. So y'all check out his bio. He's got a link in there.
Link in his bio for his GoFundMe.
Yeah. So he's got some family stuff. Y'all go check that out. Yeah. Outside of that, man, nothing much, man. Everybody, be good. God bless. Take care of each other. And
hell yeah, dude.
Hey, Josh being a human.
Yeah, dude. I love it, bro. Well, dude,
we love you coming on, bro.
So much for coming and hanging out, bro. Seriously, we love you.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We love you so much. We're getting the fuck up out of here.
Thanks, guys.
Yee, yee, yee.